And we are live. Give it 1 second here to get up and running. Maybe see if anybody's going to join us. The chat is now live. Now it's gone. And it's back. Yeah, it does look a little cockeyed, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tried to say. Shit, my shit's loud.
There we go.
Rears off.
Quiet on set.
And action. Welcome in, everybody, to the Garage Talk Podcast, The Last of Us review of episode 3. Do we know the title?
A long time
A
ago.
long time ago. Before we get
Something
started,
like that. Yeah.
before we start, take a moment of silence, pour one out. Annie Hershing, who was the voice actress of Tess on the video game The Last of Us, passed away yesterday at the age of 45 from her battle with cancer.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Obligatory fuck cancer.
No, amen. God damn.
Get a little closer to your microphone here.
Sad.
Man,
Fuck cancer, man.
that sucks, man.
Rest easy. Yeah, I didn't even know she had cancer.
No, I
And
didn't.
then it was literally yesterday, like right after we got done recording the podcast, I whipped up Twitter and somebody had shared the news. So very sad.
very sad. Some people though they don't like to.
Publicly, not that. That's
that's
completely
true.
fair. You're dealing with so much already. You don't need to deal with the public eye as well. Also, this is probably going to be the last review episode we do because we're just coming in every week and we're just saying the same thing
true.
over and again. This is the greatest show ever. I mean, I don't know how much more we can add.
And
Also,
we slightly repeat the after show sometimes too, I suppose. But
only recently.
yeah.
So with that being
I
said,
yeah.
didn't even start
I mean,
watching
it's-
the after episode until last episode.
yeah, I'm all up on the after
But-
episodes now. I'm
Spoilers.
really excited for it.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yep, as always,
Yeah.
spoilers for the show.
Yeah.
I will try not to
Matt.
spoil the game. But
We are
I
go- we- okay,
think
so we
have
are-
To
yeah,
talk
we-
a little bit.
We are in
Yeah.
territory now where we do have to spoil the game because of the
Yeah.
differences within the game compared to the show that
Yeah.
was deviated
We
in this
need
episode.
to compare and contrast and.
So, not quite mid-game, like mid-first third of the
Yeah.
game spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. This is how we have
Go
we-
play.
we
Just go play
It's
it.
what we have to do.
Go
Yeah.
play the game.
All right. So this episode was a lot. We're back to the hour 15 minutes, which made me so happy.
yeah.
The episode just kept going and going. I'm like, yes, keep it going. Like,
Yes.
don't ever stop. Please don't ever leave my screen. I'll watch all night and all into tomorrow. Started off really good. This was the first time, and I called it out right away. I said, oh, this is we're not starting with a flashback this time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, cool. So we're going straight into Billstown, and we're going to go do all this and that we do in the video game. Really excited. Obviously, Nick Offerman, we talked about last week, is
Yeah.
involved in this, which he wasn't even originally cast as Bill. There was somebody else who was cast, ended up having to drop out because of scheduling issues or something. After watching this episode, I'm gled whoever that was is
Yeah.
gone. Nick Offerman.
Holy cow, dude!
Damn!
The acting.
That was
Yeah,
one of
he-
the best performances of live television I've ever seen in
It's
my life.
there needs to be a higher level than an Emmy for what that was. That was just
I didn't- and, like,
holy shit.
I've only ever seen him in comedy stuff, right? Like Parks and Rec, obviously.
And he has he's done stand-up.
We Are the Millers.
Even his books are slightly comedic, I believe.
Yeah. What is his book called?
He has a
Build-
couple.
Build
He has,
Your Own
he has a
Canoe
couple.
or
Yeah,
something
he
like
has a
that.
couple books.
Yeah. But they're all kind of funny and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, he had some like funny bits in there,
Yeah.
and he's just kind of a funny some of his stuff is also just kind of funny when the way he portrays himself.
Yeah, he has a. I mean, he started from the improv group in Chicago. That's so he came
yeah.
from comedy.
Right. So, but holy cow, he's got some acting chops on him, dude. He blew me away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. You guys were very excited. I was actually kind of nervous.
Oh, were you?
I was a little bit nervous because everyone's like, oh my God, Ron Swanson's on The Last of Us. Like, well, it's Nick Offerman, and it's like,
He does have a real name.
yeah, he does have a real name. And I'm just like, I was worried that was going to be, I don't know, like, it was just going to be, it was going to be funny. Yeah.
Or-
It was good. Or even distracting because I mean it's
Yeah.
like some actors when they fill a role, it's hard for them to get to break outside of that.
We didn't have that issue at all, which we'll get to here in a sec. I did like it, but it did start off in real time. They did a great use of exposition between Joel and Ellie.
Yes.
Explaining kind of the history of what happened, showing what the government became before we got into anything. Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot to say about that. It was kind of run of the mill for their relationship.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious finding the tampons.
Yeah, that was
Because
awesome.
it's like, you don't even think about that. Like,
Right.
gosh, that would suck.
and it was
and
just,
we would never have to worry about that, obviously.
right. And I mean, and we saw that with Joel too, because right, he's like, this place has been picked clean, you know. And there's like nothing there, but she finds the tampon. She's like, oh, nice. She's like, thought you said it was picked clean, you know.
Yeah. So
I'm
still enjoying their relationship.
They're doing great, man. It's really starting to kind of build up too. I love it.
Yeah, the Oberon and Lady Mormont show is I like it.
Yeah.
a lot.
Let them grow, Tim.
Really,
They've grown beyond.
Even though they never interacted in that show, but they seem to be doing really well together.
So when they were talking about that, and then when they walked past the little graveyard site where they were just dump off, refugees and just kill them because they can't get infected.
Mm-hmm.
When they zoomed in on that little baby skull and zoomed out in the flashback, I just went,
the baby in her arms, yeah.
I cannot handle this. Don't do this to me. Like, don't you dare send me down that storyline of me watching this baby get shot by the government. Luckily, it steered away from that.
Yeah.
And so it starts off with Bill hiding in his underground bunker. And
very Dale Gribble-y, like I don't know if you guys watched The King of the Hill, but that's like the entire setup. I don't know if they did that like comedically to make it kind of. It looked like his basement, like except more bunkery, I guess.
Yeah, he was a survivalist. As he said.
Yes.
But
the "Don't tread on me" flag just cracked me up.
Yeah, and so they established very earlier on how paranoid Bill was, which he was in the video game too. It definitely introduced us to the character that we all knew. They're like, awesome, get to see it. And then I really enjoyed him setting up the town by himself, getting all the resources.
Was so cool.
And I immediately was just like, I'm dead. If there's a zombie apocalypse, like, because I'm not a man, I can't, I wouldn't be able to do any of that.
That's why you really got to go out of your way to save your wife. So
I would.
She will be able to do all the stuff that Bill is doing.
I would have gotten on that refugee truck and shot in the ditch.
Well, the moral of the story is the world is your oyster with a pair of bolt cutters in an apocalypse, apparently. So
bolt cutters can do a lot, man. It's
So
surprising that
nice
they're just
tool.
kind of like legal to buy. Honestly, anybody can just go out and buy a way to break into anything.
Yeah, works pretty well.
Maybe something we need to Congress needs to look at. I don't know.
Yeah, I know we're really pushing gun control, but maybe we need to start
let's-
thinking about bolt cutter control.
You heard it here first. So we got introduced to Bill and Bill's town, because Bill's town is an awesome level in the video game too. So I was very looking forward to this, and it was really cool how he set everything up. We got to see him kind of establish this place as his own and all of his security measures and all that. Really great. Got to watch zombies go over tripwires and him giggling maniacally in the background, watching on the security camera. All great. Okay, so I'm just blabbing. Let's just get into it. We need to get into what we're here for.
The man in the hole.
The man in the hole.
That means two things.
That means two things. Yeah.
Dude, Tim, how long have you been sitting on that?
That actually just came up.
That was genius.
Brilliant. That was
The
brilliant.
man in that is hilarious. Okay, so
Getting them out of the way.
what we see is
before it
Bill.
gets serious.
Bill comes across Frank, who gets stuck in one of his holes,
Traps,
his pits, his
yeah.
traps. And this is where it's very interesting, because in the video game we don't see Frank at all. Frank is not a character in the video game. You can find him through letters that you find around the town, and
I think you can find his body
yes,
too.
yeah. I didn't want to get to that quite yet, but
Oh, sorry.
but yeah. So there's definitely a new character. I don't know who the actor is. I really liked him.
He was great
Very-
too.
He's done minor roles in other. I've always seen him around, but I can't put it right now.
He had a
I'd
great.
never
He was a
recognize
great contrast to Nick. Him and Nick Offerman's chemistry. They stole the show.
Yeah.
So obviously,
It's-
he brings him and he feeds him a nice duck,
Rabbit.
rabbit dinner.
Yeah.
It was so tense.
Yeah, it was very.
I was
so
like,
tense.
holy cow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going.
I didn't know who was gonna like betray who. But like, obviously,
that's
knowing
what
the
it
video
felt
game.
like. That's what it felt like,
but in that scene,
Because from the video game we knew something was going to happen between them.
Yeah.
So we were waiting for it to happen, and then he pours the wine, starting to see the
sparks fly.
sparks fly, and the piano. I thought the piano scene was really beautiful.
It was
Um,
awesome. And it was
I was really glad when he stopped Frank, because Frank started singing. I'm like, yeah, bud.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be an emotional moment.
But it was also fun. Like, I mean, the last time, besides Bill, the last time anybody's been able to play the piano has been 20 years, probably.
Yeah.
Not at this point.
Oh yeah, because this is just happened.
This
is
was
4 years.
4 years.
I think it was
4 years.
Even 4 years though.
That's yeah.
You know, like you're gonna be rusty, and I thought it would like that's what I was getting when he was going through that. He was rusty, and
the voice was definitely rusty. Yeah, because I guess you got to practice your pipes too. I mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
And most of the time
you
you're
were just being quiet all the time.
quiet or screaming. Like
Yeah.
you got only two options.
So anyway, that's when they make the first. Frank makes the move, obviously, and they start kissing, and I'm like, all right, guys.
Well, honestly, when I thought Frank was gonna like I don't know, like off him or like
Choke
try
him
to
out?
judo
Yeah,
like
Your
he
judo throw?
distracted him by playing the piano, and then I was like, oh, I didn't.
You
see
thought
that.
he was gonna get more tense.
I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming.
So yeah, they started kissing, and I thought it was a bit much. It was a little graphic. And then
But he was
Get
you're all about
over
it.
I was a little graphic, but then I saw Frank with a shirt off, and I was like, all right, I'm in. Like that guy's hiding a nice tight little body behind that shirt. I was very impressed by Frank.
Yeah.
tight little body. Stop that.
He was sculpted.
He was looking good. I was saying.
I loved
the zombie apocalypse did him justice.
He's
The
not
grizzled
quite
gray
not quite
hair.
a bear. Would you call him an otter or something?
He was
like
grizzled.
That?
He was
What that
grizzled.
is. Yeah.
For sure, the hair,
yeah.
the chest hair. Yeah, and then they
Bill's bear.
went for it. I thought it was a very interesting take too. And I'm obviously not going to speak on this too much because I'm not a homosexual man, but I thought Nick Offerman was incredible in the sense that he's this is like him coming out. Like he has had this built up inside of him for his whole life, and he's never let it out.
Acted on it.
And it kind of manifesting in this moment was the way he acted and presented that. I thought was stunning.
Yeah, I mean, and he even he admitted to him that the last time he'd even had sex or anything like
with a
that
girl.
was with a woman, and it was a long time
Frank's
ago.
like, yeah, man, I get that. I've been there.
Yeah, so it's just, but you're right. That's why Nick blew me away when
Because it just his performance added a whole nother layer to just that aspect of Bill's character.
yeah, because and I don't know if you wanted to go into this yet, but because the game always kind of alluded to it.
Oh
They
yeah,
never
no,
explicitly
he's
say-
definitely gay. They
Did-
right, but they never
Didn't, Ellie find a magazine. or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
That's
They
what-
found
that's
his
what I was
nudie
thinking.
magazine that
Yeah.
was all men.
Oh,
Yeah.
Guns.
But
and
it
ammo,
just they
buns
always
and ammo.
he's like that's my partner and stuff like that and all this stuff.
Yeah.
They never explicitly say it, right?
Yeah.
Similar to Joel and Tess, they never explicitly came out and were saying these two are romantic, but you can kind of infer through different,
Yeah.
just the way they acted around one another. But this was, again, the way that they were able to take a character like Bill, who wasn't he was a fun character in the game, right? Because but he wasn't a super important character, right? He was just kind of the. He was
He's
another,
just kind of a launching point, pretty
a
much.
launching point for a certain level.
You get there, you get some gear, go through the town, do some
Exactly.
stuff, and
But to be able to build this entire backstory for him, and and for Frank, who we got to only know through letters and what things Frank said, which contrasted
Bill
with
said.
what Bill said, but contrasted a lot from the game too. And so it was when I saw that what they were doing with it, I wasn't even so far all the changes they make from the game to now have all just been perfect.
Yeah.
They haven't missed, man. They haven't missed.
And we'll talk about that kind of here at the
Yeah.
end too.
Well, that's why it's good. This they're doing television and not
Yeah.
a movie because they wouldn't have time for that. And that
No.
was if they had left out this.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even
This-
know how you
this-
do this in a movie. I don't even.
Yeah.
Well,
They would have to stick to the video game.
well, if they made
aspect,
well,
honestly.
even if they made 2 movies or 3 movies out of it or 4, I guess
Yeah.
even it still wouldn't. They would this wouldn't. You couldn't flesh out these sort of things and be this beautiful. I don't think.
So Bill and Frank make love for the first time, and then it's flashes forward even more,
Yeah.
and then it shows kind of their life that they've established together in the town, and obviously it shows just kind of their arguments and stuff, but it also shows their personalities as well. And there's some really great moments in there too. The strawberries and stuff.
Which I laughed so hard because Nick Offerman he always has these like laughs in all the shows that he does.
Oh yeah, that giggle,
like high pitched giggle thing. And when it came out in that, I was just like, that just must be his giggle. Honestly, like that must just be his natural.
I didn't
giggle.
even notice that. That's fine. I know that you said it because I noticed it, but I didn't even think.
I stopped and I rewound because I thought it was so funny.
Right. But those moments were great. You know, the argument about the boutique and stuff like that was awesome. I absolutely loved them meeting with Joel and Tess. I thought that dynamic was so cool.
Yeah,
and
the tense scene with Joel and Bill too was just like that was what I was like expecting, because that felt more kind of true to the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, didn't disappoint.
And
they both did great.
I want more Frank and Tess. I need like a spinoff
of
Frank and Tess just hanging out,
all of their little side adventures. Yeah, that'd be great.
That was so good. Yeah, come into the house. Come on. And Bill's no.
We're gonna have to come up with a secret code.
Yeah, that was all good.
The amazing like suburban life they've carved out in the middle of an apocalypse is just it was amazing. That like their standard of living that Bill was able to create by being a survivalist, which like, you know,
sends off a bad kind of maybe a mixed messages, but
yeah,
but it is fiction, so
yeah,
you can kind of go crazy,
right?
But
no, I just thought that was kind of fun.
It
like,
was.
They're in the middle of apocalypse and just having these wine dinners and like fancy food. It's like,
well, that was like I kind of jumping back a little bit, but like the way that Frank was able to just kind of keep some sort of normalcy in his life compared to everybody else, right?
You mean Bill or Frank?
Bill. I keep mixing them up. I don't know why.
They're very basic names.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I mean, he's granted people aren't normally having rabbit, right? But he's like going above and beyond with like he's making goddamn burgundy sauce.
Oh yeah, they showed him skin the cow or the cow that he had skinned or whatever.
Right, yeah, and like all this stuff, but he's making like gourmet dishes. He's always setting the table. He's got I've never seen 2 plates before. Like you put a plate on top of the plate.
That's because you have no class.
I know that. I come from white trash, okay? I know that. And he's like turning the plate. You got to get the whole view of the whole dish.
Yeah.
Like it was just, I loved it. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was just something like that stuck with me.
It's because
those little details.
We'll get to it in a minute. It was the writing of those details. I think that was so incredible with the turning of the plates and whatnot, and then also when his first meeting with Joel, and Joel's like, "Dude, Raiders are gonna come. Like, you can't just be here forever without any gear." And then we obviously see that the minute it becomes night, the minute you see that it's night, you go, "I know, Joel's right."
When you get the alarm system kind of going off, and you guys like walking through the woods with guns and stuff, you're like, "Oh shit!"
And this scene when the Raiders came at night was what really like triggered to me that like, okay, we're going way different than the game. Because the whole time I'm expecting something to happen, either something to happen to Frank or a big fight to happen where Frank's gonna leave, and then we see Bill get shot and pass out on the table, and you're just like, hold on,
yeah.
What is this? This is in the game.
Yeah,
I'm lost. And so obviously he gets saved, and we flash forward again, and then this is where it gets
the roles reverse.
The roles reverse.
It was beautifully done.
They jumped like another 10 years or something. Like,
I think so. 10 years.
15 or something. Yeah. To 2023.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
To pretty much current time. So then so Frank was taking care of Bill.
The day. No, it would have been several months before.
It was a couple months before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get to the probably the award-winning 30 minutes. That's going to get the show all of the nominations.
No kidding, man.
So we fast forward 10 years, and they're elderly men now, and they're still kicking. Frank's in a wheelchair.
Bill's still kicking.
Bill's still kicking. Definitely taking care of Frank to the extreme.
Has Lou Gehrig's or ALS, I think, is kind of what they alluded to. But
was it that? I didn't know if
no
it could
cure,
be cancer too.
Well, it could be cancer.
I mean, with no treatment, like your body's.
It could have been anything, really.
It's pretty wide open, but that's kind of the vibe I got.
That's
like
fair.
ALS.
I didn't even think of that. That's a good thought.
And your only medicine is the underground drugs that Joel smuggles. I'm assuming they didn't say that, but you're assuming that
right.
That's how he got.
And it probably again, it's just probably pain meds, right? Like,
Yeah.
I doubt they have very good pharmaceuticals left at this point.
There's probably a lot of fentanyl in it.
Well, it was from 23 years ago. It would have been, or 20 years ago, it'd be just regular old Oxycontin.
Yeah, maybe Oxy, yeah.
But yeah, so we see, Frank pretty much at the end of his life, and we see Bill kind of taking care of him, and just kind of the toll that kind of situation in a relationship takes on both partners. It's not even just one.
Because it felt like it was more taxing on Frank, honestly. Bill seemed, and I guess we kind of get that more from later in the show, but it felt like that's just his job now. He's got to take care of Frank,
and that's what. But that's been Bill's character the whole time.
Right.
He survives, and he's gonna help Frank survive. That's just who he is.
And it just felt like to me at least, it just seemed more taxing on Frank to see Bill have to just do so much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then we got in the scene in the morning when he had woken up and climbed into his own chair by himself. And that's where he reveals the news to Bill. That's like, this is it, buddy. Like,
my last day.
My last day.
This is it, buddy.
Yeah. Why?
Did you say that to your significant other?
Yeah.
This is it, buddy.
I call her dude all the time.
Okay, yeah, but buddy? Buddy's fighting words, bud.
No, Bud
Yeah,
is fighting
friend,
words.
man.
I don't think Buddy is fighting. Buddy's okay.
All right,
Bud.
listen, pal.
Chief.
Yeah.
Gaylord.
That literally just slip out.
It's so funny.
Wow.
Well, it's from the bit. It's from the bit.
It's from the
Dane
bit, yeah. Your face of realization.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so and that's where we get into the heaviness of the scene. Frank plans out the whole day, and it was damn, the show's just having you cry.
hurt.
Like
if
a
you
freaking
didn't
I'm
baby.
getting a little teared
during
up.
that.
With the music. Oh my gosh, and that's
Alyssa and I were just both
Bawling.
it was this
ball, but it was just like it could not stop.
And this is
called
where we talk a lot. We talk about on this podcast we talk a lot about escapism, the power that art has, and this was one of those times where it was the show and the writing and the acting, all of it as a culmination was so powerful because obviously it's emotional and it's beautiful, but it really makes you almost like examine your own life in a way that like here we see the world has ended around them, and they can still find this beautiful
Love
and like life together, and like the way they shared that all the way to the end, and it's like it transfers through the screen in such like an emotionally impactful way where you're sitting there and you just want to like it doesn't matter what's going on in life, like what's happening, you have this moment of like, okay, I need to find like the love in my life. I need to find the peace and the way to live within everything that's going on, because it's not even as bad as a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And the way that was portrayed, it's just like it's a next level of storytelling. I mean, it's why people love watching shows and movies and reading books and stuff. And this was like the almost shining example of that. As I'm trying not to cry while saying all that.
I know, right?
Well, the thing was like it was welling, and then they showed Nick Offerman's face, and it's like seeing it's like just seeing your dad. Well, I guess it was maybe not a good example for you, Vince, but it's like seeing your dad cry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, try not to make that like a dig, but
It's still funny. It's still a really good joke. That was a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, that got me like that. Just immediately just started like, okay,
I don't know. I've gotten soft in my old age, honestly, because I didn't when I watched movies, I was like, I wanted good action scenes, hot girls, that sort of thing. Video games, I didn't care. I just wanted action, when
shoot people.
Yeah, when I was younger, there was definitely like a couple books that made me cry, I think, but like, I don't know. Yeah,
I think the closest any sort of like media, whether that be games, movies, television, or books. The only thing that maybe come close might have been like Marley and Me, honestly. Like I watched Marley and Me. If anybody even remembers that movie,
Yeah.
like
Owen
that.
Wilson, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was like the closest maybe I gotten to crying in a movie
Wow.
about a dog with all those stupid things.
Owen Wilson's performance, though,
He did really
stellar.
good, man. I was crazy, and I don't even like pet movies. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even like dogs. And that movie got to me.
yeah, but
I'm on the opposite spectrum. I've been soft my whole life. Everything. Like,
yeah, dude.
when I was 7 years, I remember the first movie I cried to. I was 7 years old, and it was Godzilla with Matthew Broderick. because spoiler,
Yeah.
at the end, Godzilla was just trying to protect her babies, her eggs, and they killed her. Oh, it broke little 7-year-old Tyler.
See, and like little Vincent was just like, "Oh my god, big lizard monster, yeah, let's go."
Big lizard goes.
Yeah.
And that was awful storytelling and filmmaking. So
Yeah.
if that wrecked me
Oh,
my
man.
whole life ahead of me. I've just been weeping ever since.
But I don't know what switched in my life. But yeah, seeing now I can't fucking even play video games anymore without these amazing storytellers and putting these amazing characters in either difficult situations or beautiful situations.
So God of War is gonna make me cry.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. If me,
As
the dude without a dad, if me, the dude without a dad, cries at these father and son moments, dude, yeah, you're done.
As the prophecy has been foretold.
yeah, you're done, my guy. God damn it.
That's fine. I needed that cry last night. Actually, it felt good, dude. It's been a while. You know, man. You gotta let it out every now and then.
Yeah, it was one of the most beautiful storytelling moments I've experienced.
And the fact that it was just there was no lines. There was no lines at it. It was just
It was
kind of
just
a
the
montage.
music, the music, and them like spending their last day together.
Yeah, getting all dressed up at the boutique, and then
It was good.
they look
Those
good,
some nice
man.
jackets.
Coming back and having their little wedding with just the two of them. Ah, it was beautiful.
And then it was the dinner too. The dinner with it was the turning of the plate, just like
Again,
the first time they met.
I'm sure it was every dinner
Yeah.
too.
It was just it was a lot, and then obviously he crushed up the pills, put it in his drink, and then you, and I'm like, okay, so this is what happens. You know, Frank dies, and then we're gonna see Bill meet up with Joel, and they're gonna kill some zombies and stuff, and then Bill chugs his glass too, and you're just like, oh, what? And he's like, you filled yours up too. He's like, yeah, the whole bottle's fucking
Enough to kill a horse.
yeah. And then
That broke me. It's like, I wanted more.
I know.
But it was so they made it.
it was
count.
perfect.
You
And
couldn't
yeah.
even be mad because like
Yeah,
Frank's
exactly.
reaction was perfect. The way he was just like, you could tell he was upset, but then he was also just like this man loves me.
Yeah, and
So
it was,
much.
It's so Shakespearean.
It was that,
Exactly.
it was that incredible like realization too, like, and I don't know if it's a realization, but like Bill pretty much saying like he never had anything in his whole life, even before the
Yeah.
apocalypse, and like he was able to find Frank like even after the world had ended, and that was like that was everything he ever needed. Like that was his life,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
He could have just shot him.
Could have just shot him.
just shot him.
Yeah.
Shot him in the hole.
Well, and just before that, like
Ooh.
Bill, all Bill was doing was just surviving, right? I mean, he was doing a lot better off than most people, obviously, but he was just surviving. Like he was just living. He had nothing to care about, not a care in the world. All he cared about, I guess, was just like his territory, right? Like just those four walls, and then all of a sudden, Frank gets thrown into the mix, and now all of a sudden he's just like fighting for stuff. Like,
Were you mad that they chose an S10 for his survival vehicle, not a Ranger? Did
of course,
that bug
dude.
you?
And it was just like, the ugliest paint job
Why is he
ever.
driving this
I've
ugly
seen-
two-wheel drive Chevy?
yeah.
the two-tone green stripe.
And they made even the bow tie all
Yeah.
stupid blue. Like, fuck off.
Mine has a blue bow tie, too.
Which one? You have an
My-
S10 now?
No, I mean
Oh.
my Chevy that I have. But
You have a blue bow tie on that?
Well, no, it's on the front. Yeah.
Isn't it a black Impala with a blue bow tie?
Yeah, on the front of it. Yeah, it's
That
blue.
looks stupid.
I know. I kind of wish it was gold, but black and gold, it's also kind of like
Then get a black one.
I don't know.
The black on black. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Sorry.
We were just having a very emotional conversation about the power of
right
storytelling.
And it obviously had very impactful, like, on me, and I hated it.
I was just trying to think of like critiques, and that was what I was trying to go to you on that one. And I also had one on his.
You actually had? Is this a real critique?
Yes, on his notch and drop technique on that tree. He cut.
Of course.
He cut below the notch, and
Nick Offerman, we thought you were a man.
We thought you were a man.
It's probably not even a real tree because it's Hollywood and you probably can't kill real life trees for a movie or a show. So I'll let it pass. But I'm watching you, The Last of Us. You're not getting all the details right.
Figure it out now. We have a lot of episodes left. This better not happen again.
if there's a forestry episode, I don't know, man.
So anyway, this back to the story. So Bill and Frank go and they fall asleep in each other's arms, and the most like romantic Shakespearean send-off you could possibly have, as us and millions of other Americans or people around the world are just crying our eyes out,
weeping.
Wow. And the really cool thing about it too is it got all of us gamers too, because this is completely new territory. We had he hasn't even met Ellie yet.
Completely blindsided.
Yeah,
just out of nowhere.
And with the previews, it's like you didn't see that. Like they made it seem like, oh, of course they're gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
They're gonna go into bat. Like they're gonna.
And I was excited because I love that level in the game.
Yeah. They're gonna battle Raiders together.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And this is like it needs to be again. Adaptation 101.
Yeah. Right. And
like you can deviate. It's okay to deviate.
And even like just taking expectations, because obviously like we had expectations for this episode, right? We expected Joel and Bill to be badasses, right? And we didn't get that at all. Well, I mean, we got both Joel and Bill being badasses, but not together, which we expected, anticipated. And how many times have we seen movies or other shows where we put so many expectations on it and it doesn't meet that and we're bummed? But this one, we had so many expectations for it and we were blown away.
We didn't get any of it, and it was...
My mind was blown, dude. I so many times we just like expect something to happen, expect that fan service. Yeah. And instead we get something else, and it was better than what we expected.
Yeah, it was incredible, and we got to wrap. We don't have a lot of time left, but it was also very emotional too when Ellie finds the letter from Bill to whom it may concern. Yeah, they'll get you one last time, and just him speaking to protecting the love in your life, obviously gets you. But then like he writes it about Tess, but like especially as gamers, we know like. Oh, this is Ellie. Like,
I think it's just like this is Joel, like really feeling
the loss of
just being
Sarah.
Keeps
Tess.
getting put down, man. Lost Sarah. Now he just lost.
And
Tess.
it was incredible that incredible acting by Pedro Pascal. You saw that brief moment where he walked outside with the letter, and it was that soul crushing where he was. Everything that he had lost and everything that he was trying to do in life was piling down, and you saw it in his eyes for one moment, and then he had to turn it off.
He's like, I got this. And
yep.
Like, not again. Never again.
And he's like, Ellie, pack your shit. No backstories.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. So they geared up and they leave, and
And then just the cinematography, I had them zooming out to the bedroom window where Frank and Bill are. Not showing Frank and Bill, obviously, because it would kind of ruined, I think, a beautiful scene with grossness. But beautiful cinematography, I thought. Yeah, just beautiful.
It was the little bow.
Wrapped
on the entire episode.
Third episode of this particular season, and it's already my favorite.
That might be my favorite episode.
of any show all time. It just replaced like the last season of Breaking Bad for me. It was
wow!
It had been like my top episode, like most like emotionally rampaging episodes that really get to you. But that just like whoop, there you are, top. And this is the third episode. What's gonna? I mean, it's
7 more episodes.
I mean, they can't let me back down. I don't know, but I'm sure this is going to be like up and downs, but
Neil Druckmann tweeted out today. He goes, "Why are you? That was a happy episode. Why are you guys crying?"
No. I mean, it's true. Like it's true. We have like that was just beautiful storytelling, and then now we're gonna get just there's gonna be a lot more action coming up.
Oh yeah, the preview for next episode. We had
insane.
our nice, beautiful love story in this episode where we kind of slow down and had a kind of a normalcy of life.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
Let's shift gears. We're going pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
They just made us cry over a guy that we
literally just met.
Yeah, knew little about.
A guy
nothing.
that Tim would probably hate in real life. And now Tim's crying over him.
I mean, even the setup, I didn't like Bill.
Oh, we're talking about Bill.
Yeah,
okay.
a prepper.
Sorry.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
What a
I would
fucking
laugh.
loser.
I would laugh at him in real life.
The one freaking prepper that got lucky, right? Like,
yeah.
Dang it. And then it just transforms. Yeah.
Yeah.
This show's blowing me away, dude.
They've already been renewed for season 2.
God.
Obviously, the amount of viewers.
Well, and it's not Netflix, so even if the show was a hit, they would still cancel it. So.
That's why the greatest thing that happened to this show was going to HBO.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
yeah.
I can't. Last of Us Part 2 on television, man.
Anyways,
Anyways,
get through that one.
Gotta get through this one first.
Okay, so we'll end this as we do every week. Wake me up on Sunday.
Yep.
I guess I just get through my shitty life this week just so I can watch the show again.
Yeah. Great. I gotta go live this week. No love like that.
Two suicides this bit gave me the will to live. I don't know how.
But I have to say, they were a little older than I want to be when I go. So, but
That'll be you in your 40s.
yeah.
Jeez. He's just gonna come in here one day at podcast.
big-
This is my last day.
With a big, you'll just see me with a big glass of wine and a shit-eating grin. Vince, what are you doing with that wine?
Vince
Just want you to love me.
love me how I want to be loved.
Yeah.
I'll take you to that boutique.
It'd be the Hobby Town.
Oh. I don't have that much money.
All right.
Well, thanks for everybody for watching. We'll be back next Monday for episode 4, which will probably
Also, just
be gushing over the show again.
Yeah.
Because
they can't seem to miss.
yeah,
It's not our fault.
Yeah.
They can't seem to miss. I was ready to start critiquing.
the only thing we can critique in the show so far is apparently the way they cut down a tree with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Biggest flaw. All right.
So it's a 99.99 for me right now.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We love you. Appreciate you. See you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Squeeze. I know, right? Talking about it.